Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kenny. I have Hazel along here with me for the SE2GG Commentator Idol dual cast that we have to do for this week. Today we chose a very awesome match. It's going to be Jaedong versus EffOrt in a Zerg vs Zerg matchup, as we do have to cast a mirror match today. And what's it looking like today for us, Hazel? Who do you think is going to take this match?
Well, just by looking at these players right now, look at Jaedong. Jaedong is looking as intense as ever, and he really is just a legend killer, but also a Zerg killer. He's 79% against Zerg, and I'm heavily biased towards Jaedong, to be honest. But EffOrt's not bad. He doesn't do bad for himself. He's approximately 69% against Zerg as well, but he hasn't played nearly as many games as Jaedong. Jaedong has played 60-ish games against Zerg. EffOrt's only done a couple 10, so Jaedong is just so good with Zerg v Zerg that this will be an uphill battle for EffOrt. But you know, we never know what's going to happen in Zerg v Zerg. Zerg v Zerg tends to be spontaneous, depends on micro early game. Zerg v Zerg is always fast, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yes, that is definitely true, Hazel, as Jaedong does have the biggest Zerg dong of them all, and this map they're playing on today is Medusa. And Medusa is a 3-player map, as most people know, and it has a couple unique features to it. It does have temples, which I don't think we'll see too much play in today, which you can go through the opponent's back door. It also does have an expansion in the back of your own main base, so you can't take that, but it is only mineral only, which is not necessarily the best for Zerg vs Zerg. So I don't see the map features really being a huge issue in this matchup, but I do think that it will provide kind of a unique game, as I don't think I've seen many Zerg vs Zergs on Medusa, and so I'm kind of excited to see how this is going to play out. I do expect both players to play pretty standard in moving into a layer tech and then going straight to the Spire and just seeing who can out-micro who. But Jaedong, being the beast he is and the manly man he is with his Mutalisks, I don't know how much of a chance EffOrt has, but hey, EffOrt has put up some amazing fights against some of the top players. Obviously that's why he's in the Pro League, and that's why he plays on a consistent basis. So I really do think he's going to be able to put up a great fight today, Hazel. But I don't know, do you think that we'll see more of like a ground play, like maybe some lings, or do you think they'll just do the standard Muta play?
That's a question. I actually think that Medusa, because it doesn't have those ramps, because the choke is a bit more exposed than other maps, we might actually see a lot of ling play, plus the distances between the players is actually less. So I think we might see some ling run-bys, some just overall ground pushes, something like that. And I think that's Bisu hiding his face. I'm not sure if that is him.
I don't know, I looked at that too.
Yeah, that's strange. It looks like a pool is going up for both players. By the way, the colors for the players, we have EffOrt spawning as Red Zerg at the 11 o'clock position, and we have Jaedong spawning as White Zerg at the 3 o'clock, or Tan or Beige Zerg. The colors are kind of weird.
Awesome. Well, this is what I'm kind of reading from the match today, is I think EffOrt's going to obviously feel very pressured by the fact that he's playing Jaedong and the amazing player Jaedong is. And it wouldn't surprise me in the least if EffOrt kind of tries to pull something crazy out here. I don't know if he will. Some players just tend to play it safe no matter who they're playing. Some, if they think that they're maybe a bit behind in skill level, they'll go for something a little bit out of the ordinary. As you can see, both are going for an early expansion. 12 hatch, it's very standard in as far as maybe some like Zerg vs Terran, but it can be risky to do an expansion build in Zerg vs Zerg, especially if they go early lings. Now it obviously seems that both opponents have scouted each other and feel very confident that this is a safe build to use right now, and so they're going to go for that second gas. I do expect them to use their naturals for almost only the gas and try to pump out these Mutalisks and see who can out micro who. Now the thing about this map that makes it so deadly is, as you can see behind both of their mineral patches, there is a cliff there, so a lot of Muta micro can go on as far as nailing drones, which I expect to see too, because drone count is very important in Zerg vs Zerg, and whoever can keep their economy going and just pump out those few extra Mutalisks micro just a little bit better will come out the victor. And as you can see right now, Just some Lings moving in to see what's going on, scouting out, nothing too special. Now Hazel, one thing I do have to say on this matchup that does kind of impress me is how both players kind of blindly, without scouting the naturals, did put down those expansions, and the lairs went up early, so it does look like we're going to see Muta play. Do you expect Jaedong to be able to finish this guy off pretty fast, or do you think EffOrt's going to take this?
Oh wow, but EffOrt is running him with some Zerglings, and I think he might be able to do some damage. There are Zerglings spawning, but Jaedong seems to be, he's blocked by that layer, and I don't know if that Spire will go down. That would be terrible, but I don't think it will. It will survive. Lucky for Jaedong, and those Zerglings all died. That will be dangerous for EffOrt, because you really don't want to lose any Zerglings in Zerg v Zerg. But maybe the Spire will go down. How much HP is on that? 24? Wow, this could be so dangerous for Jaedong. This is really a race to the finish, and
oh my god, it goes down.
Jaedong is forced to... Wow, wow. Jaedong with a little shake of his head. Usually he has no emotion whatsoever on his face, but he actually shook his head, so this looks dangerous. I was just about to say actually that Jaedong was ahead in layer tech just by a few seconds, but those few seconds could have been really important, but then he was forced to cancel a Spire, so I think now EffOrt has the tech advantage, and this will be very interesting to see.
Yeah, that was just brilliant, Hazel. I have to say, I was extremely impressed with EffOrt just moving a few Lings in there, taking out the Spire, saying, hey buddy, you may be like the best Zerg vs Zerg player in the world, but that doesn't bother me at all, man, because I will win this game. I will come out victorious. Now, it looks like this is very smart on Jaedong's part. He knows that his Spire goes down, so he produces a lot more Lings, and he might try to go for an attack, but it looks like EffOrt's already read this pretty perfectly and has quite a few Lings himself, so it's going to come